Good morning. My name's Emily. I wanted to do a reading vlog. So I finished The Hobbit about last week. Silly goofy time, was super fun. And I started reading The Fellowship of the Ring a few days ago, and I just want to talk about it, see if anyone else is into it, because I am having a real good time. The Fellowship of the Ring, so basically it starts off where Bilbo's having like his 111st or 111th birthday, like 111, and his nephew Frodo is also having a birthday. And then Bilbo just decides to like wear the ring, big explosion, and he just like bounces, right? Disappears. Everyone's like, what the fuck? And Frodo is basically like left everything that Bilbo has besides what Bilbo took. He's the master of the house in the Shire. And Frodo is a lot more tame than Bilbo is, a lot more like content with his life. Like obviously he thinks the idea of an adventure is cool, but he's not as like gung-ho for it as Bilbo was. And basically Bilbo leaves him the ring, right? He has to like do something about it. And then Gandalf is like, yo, don't wear this ring, right? This ring is no good. Spooky shit. Because when Bilbo originally left it, he was like starting to refer to it as my precious, like it's mine. And Gandalf's like, oh no, like your boy Bilbo's getting possessed. So Frodo's like, what the fuck? Like, why did Bilbo leave me something that could like make me crazy? And Gandalf is like, whatever you do, don't tell anyone you have it, don't wear it. You're gonna have to go because there's people looking for this ring, right? And so Frodo's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm perfectly content here, and doesn't really want to go, but like understands why, because he doesn't want to put anyone in danger. And like, he thinks the idea of an adventure is neat, but he's not hyped about it. And so then he ends up planning his adventure on his 50th birthday. So he brings Sam along, and they're like besties. They're going to and fro. There's another character, I want to say Pippin's. Yeah, so it's him, Sam, and Pippin, and they're like trying to make their way to where Frodo is like going to live, because he's sold Bag End and he's moving to like the Brandywine village, and that's like his ruse, right? But like the whole time they're trying to head there, there's this spooky guy on a horse who's like asking about poor Frodo Baggins, and Frodo's like, what the fuck? And it's like super elusive, right? Because this guy's just super ominous, cloak, dark horse, can't see his face. The recipe for spookiness. They finally make it to the Brandywine village, and they're about to like set off again, and then a bunch of Bilbo's like friends are like, oh, we'll go with you, like you need more than you and Sam to go. And Frodo's like, I don't want to put you in danger. And they're like, but we're already packed, like we're going. And that's pretty much where I'm at right now. So it's like a little over 100 pages in. I didn't read too much last night. It takes a lot of brain space sometimes to read, and I just was so exhausted yesterday that I just couldn't get it all up making sense in my brain. So I took a break, and I just want to keep continuing on with this vlog because I'm having such a good time, and it's my first time reading it, so like why not, you know? But I'm so excited. I'm having a good time. I feel like the book is a lot slower than the movie would be, obviously. What I've read so far would probably only be like 10-15 minutes in the movie. The characters are super interesting. I'm still wondering where Gandalf is. He's like, I'll be back, but then he's like not back, and it's been months, and Frodo's like, bruh. Yeah, that's pretty much it at the moment. I'll keep you guys like updated, let you know what I'm up to. I haven't even really drank my coffee. There's like nothing drank out of it. I wanted to do an update last night, but I was like in bed, hair's crazy, PJs on, and I just could not find the will in me to talk about it. Read like maybe 10 pages last night, and then I was exhausted. But it is super overcast, kind of gloomy out today. I'm hoping I can just use it as an excuse to just kind of like lay in bed and read and just enjoy the book, because like once I read it, I'm like so into it, right? takes a second to like build the scene in my head, because like the way Tolkien writes is like very descriptive and it makes it easy to get in there. But there's so much going on. You kind of have to prepare for it. Just got done editing a mid-year like book tag video. I wanted to like, you know, get outside, touch some grass as one does. So I wanted to drop off 2 books at one of the little libraries that are in like my town. One of them is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I've tried reading it. Definitely not my thing. It's very like Shakespeare heavy. Not really my forte per se. And then the other book is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, and another one of those books that like I just for the life of me could not get into it. I don't see myself ever going after that book personally, so I figured I might as well donate it to someone at the library who would want to read it. I'm gonna do that, go for a little walk, just get outside because I've been staring at a screen all morning. I had my physical at the beginning of this week, so I've been going back and forth with my doctor about getting blood work done, just going over the physical and what he thinks I should be doing. It's a lot of time spent on the computer this morning, and I just need to like rest my eyeballs and not stare at lights. Like, I have blue light glasses, but it's still taxing on the ojos, man. That's what I'm gonna get into. I have to make like a thumbnail or like a cover photo for the YouTube video, and then I'll get that published and whatnot. Try not to stress myself out about doing anything crazy, just want to do it because I enjoy it. I just got back from my walk and I have a delivery coming today. It's not like the most conventional delivery, right? It's a meat order. I order my meat online through like this Amish Mennonite farm, and it's kind of out there, right, but like highly worth it. So I was thinking about doing like an unboxing of it. Food quality, farming, agriculture, that's like one of my favorite things to talk about, so I figured I would do an unboxing. But pardon my red face, I walked for a while. It's like 84 out, but it's super humid and the sun's not out, so definitely got my sweat on, which felt good. Stretched this morning, ate breakfast. Yeah, I'm basically gonna do my puzzle, probably read a little bit until my meat comes, because I just like to be here. Sometimes I have to sign off on it, sometimes I don't. It's hit or miss, and plus it's always good to make sure like nothing's damaged and that kind of thing, since it's kind of expensive. I figured it'd be fun to show you guys like what little meat orders for a few months worth of meat. One of the main reasons that I get my meat shipped from the Amish to me is back in high school I was in like this cooking class, right, like home economics, just like that cooking class that you have to take like freshman year of high school, sophomore year of high school. And I had this teacher, Mrs. Brash, and she was really into food quality and food ethics and stuff like that. So on like those random days we weren't cooking, we'd be watching documentaries on like the food system, and I found it very jarring about like how animal welfare is completely neglected in regards to farming in America. And it was one of the reasons why I became vegetarian, just because like I didn't know how to source meat and how to ethically purchase meat and stuff like that. So I was vegetarian for a couple years. Once I got out of high school, I ended up working at this turmeric ginger like mushroom farm out in Loxahatchee, and it was a great time. They were super vegan, whatever, and it was a great learning experience. And then I ended up stumbling across this farm, Ferris Farms, and they're like my adopted grandparents, even though like I have grandparents, but they were just the sweetest couple who had this farm, and they would source a lot of their animal products, whether that's like meat, eggs, raw dairy, cheeses, produce, that kind of thing, from the Amish in Pennsylvania. And I worked with them for probably about 4 or 5 years, I want to say. Like I worked with them all the way up through like the end of COVID, and then they ended up moving out of state, but they were the reason I stopped being vegetarian, just because the animal welfare was so much more strict. These animals were grass-fed, grass-finished, corn, soy free, pasture raised. Like they were living the lives that they were intended to do, you know, like using animals to not only benefit yourself but the environment. Like it's the whole thing with regenerative agriculture, right? And you want sustainable quality meat that also benefits the planet and doesn't have a negative impact. And that's basically what I was working with them for years over. And it wasn't until they moved that I found a different company in Pennsylvania that I was able to source meat from. I found this other Mennonite farm. So there's like old Amish, Mennonite, and I get my meat from this Mennonite farm in Pennsylvania as well. Their meat quality is pretty much the same, just buying it straight from the dealer, you could say. And I've been buying from them for about 2 years now, I want to say, and I really like their stuff. It's very consistent. The only thing is like getting it shipped. You never know if the packaging people are gonna abuse the boxes. There was one time when I lived in Florida, I had a package of like $800 worth of meat, and one of the boxes was completely ripped open in the side. Like it looked like they were throwing it from truck to truck, and a couple pieces of meat were damaged, which was pretty upsetting. Overall, pretty consistent, love their stuff. I do miss Robert and Paula though. Like I used to work farmers markets with them, do like curbside sales, and it was just a really fun experience. You know, it teaches you about food. I learned so much about like meat cuts, animal food quality, like so many cool things from them. And it was just, I love them so much. One of the best things though is I used to get raw dairy right, and it was like super like hush hush, because raw dairy, if you aren't aware, is illegal, and you can get like persecuted for selling it if it's not for animal consumption. And I basically had to sign like an NDA with like the Amish saying like I wouldn't rat them out if I ever got caught with the raw milk. So it felt like such a patriotic moment. Like it was like the epitome of being an American, you know. And the milk was great. I've never had such amazing milk and milk products. Like the cream was so thick. If I can find a video and I'll like insert it here. But it was just so great. And I love being able to form relationships with people that care about food, care about animal ethics, the environment, and are able to feed people without causing harm directly to those creatures. It's sad to eat animals and like use them for food, but at the same time I feel like you have a responsibility to make sure the animals live a quality life and are cared for. And in factory farming, that's not the case. It's so sad. So one thing I hate about living up here is I see these giant 18-wheelers, right? Just stacks, like pallets of chickens going to slaughter, and it's just so heartbreaking. Like it always makes me tear up when I see it, because like those animals don't get to feel the sun. They don't get to scratch the ground for little worms and stuff. Like they're just in confinement, you know, they're force-fed antibiotics, and it's such a black hole. And it's one of those things like I can't not think about it. That's why I can't go to the grocery store and like go down the meat aisle, just because it like breaks my heart to think about those animals' lives and welfare. That's why I purchase my meat from the Amish. They take a lot more care. They're stewards of their land. I have to look and research, you know, it's always better to shop local. I haven't branched out that far. A lot of the farms near me, they're grass-fed but grain finished. That's just a personal preference. Like I don't really care for grain finished. I don't want super fatty beef. I want beef that's going to be nutrient dense. But there's so many local farms. Like highly recommend, if you have the means to look for quality farmers, whether it's meat, produce. Supporting a small economy that way is such a amazing thing. It's, for me, it's very patriotic. You know, you're supporting the people that work day in, day out to feed the local community, and that's just such an amazing thing. And that's why I have no problem supporting it. Like it's expensive, but I'd rather support them than giant corporations. I am very excited for my meat order to get here. I'm just like, it's always like Christmas basically. I can't wait to show you what I got. It's a smaller order than I got last time. It's okay. I didn't need a crazy amount. Plus like I'm just trying to budget a little bit better, because if I wanted to, I could spend so much money. It's not even funny. Kept it like a pretty tame total for me, at least. Like $250, $300 less than what I usually order, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I got like some bundle savings for buying like certain items in bulk. So I have 5 packs of the breakfast sausage patties, 2 packs of chicken legs, 3 packs of thighs, 2 packs of loose country sausage, 3 packs of the bratwursts, 2 kielbasas, 5 flat irons, 5 ribeyes. I got some stew beef. This is bacon ends. And then I got a free thing of pork chops. And then I have a beef shoulder steak as well. And then I have 10 pounds of beef. So it's a few days later, like 2 days. I got my meat order, got that all situated. I took a couple clips. I just got back from my walk and it's like super moody outside, nice and rainy, thunder. I am so hoping that it actually rains like a good amount because it's been so dry here. But I'm just gonna work on my puzzle. I was emailing my doctor because I got like my blood work kit in the mail for the phlebotomist to like take the vials and everything, so I gotta schedule that. I also have to take like a placement test for math because I haven't taken like a college level math yet, so I had to get that all situated, and I'm not good at math. Not to mention, I haven't taken a math class since 2017. Like, I've been graduated since 2017 from high school. I'm a little nervous about that because math was never something that I was particularly good at, but I also in school very rarely had a solid math teacher, so it made me very anxious, and just automatically going into math classes I always felt ill-equipped. So I'm hoping that I'm able to do the test and do well because I really don't want to get put in remedial math. Like, in high school I took 3 years of algebra, but like 4 years of algebra total, pretty much, which is embarrassing. But I just never had good teachers. Like, I was in geometry honors in freshman year of high school, and like I was 13 turning 14, like I was always younger, and the teacher I had was never very willing to help if a student needed help, and so I really struggled with her class, and I ended up getting like a D. And then the next year I was put in algebra 2, as one is, and I had her again, and she was the worst. I don't know what it is about teachers, but making a student feel bad isn't gonna make them succeed. Like, she literally told me that if I didn't do well in math, I wouldn't succeed in life, which is so far from the truth. Like, I just needed extra help. I was also so much younger. I feel like my brain couldn't comprehend what I was learning because I was so young. And she fucking sucked, okay? So Miss Ireland, fuck you, dude, honestly. She was so awful. Made me cry. She would hand me my test back and like smirk and give me this dirty look because I wasn't doing well, but offered no assistance. I'm going to do the placement test on Monday, which hopefully it goes well. My walk was so nice today. It was like overcast, like a little bit of rain, so I was walking, I was enjoying it because it wasn't scalding outside. And now I'm gonna work on my puzzle. I've gotten a decent amount of progress. I've been working on this for almost 2 weeks because it's so difficult. I'm gonna be so happy that I never have to do this puzzle again. So fucking annoying. I've been pretty preoccupied. Lord of the Rings, it's going good. I've just been like kind of in like a reading funk. Like, I just haven't been able to read lately for very long periods of time. Like, I don't know if it's like just me being tired because I've only been reading before bed, because I feel like if I read all day, I'm like not productive, and I feel like I'm not doing enough because reading is productive in its own way. So I just haven't been making a lot of progress. Like, the past couple nights I've only read like a chapter a night, but each chapter is like 20 pages, so it's okay. Like, it doesn't matter how much I'm reading, it's just the fact that I read something every day. Still, like, it's conflicting. I don't know if that makes sense. I want to do this for a little bit and then read, make dinner, read a little bit more. I don't know if this is embarrassing, but I started rewatching True Blood, and like, I love vampire shows, right? Vampire Diaries, chef's kiss. Like, vampire movies, cool. Love Twilight. Watch Twilight more for the satire and like the comedic effect. It's still great. I have been rewatching True Blood and I'm so invested, and I think that's part of the reason why I'm not reading as much, because I'm just so into the show, even though I've already seen it. Why can't Sookie and Eric get together? I don't even like Bill that much. The way he's like, Sookie. It's just weird. Oh, it's so weird. but I just love how it's like hillbilly as fuck, and they're all in Bon Ton and New Orleans, and it's just like, I don't know, it's a vibe. Hillbilly vampires, sign me up. I've been really busy with some computer stuff the past few days and just dealing with getting my blood work done. I have that scheduled for Monday next week, so fingers crossed that goes well because I'm very nervous. I've never had blood drawn before, so I'm just very reluctant to get it done, even though like I know it'll be good for me. It's just because I haven't experienced it that I'm nervous, right? I got that handled, and I got into a university near me, so I'm very happy about that. It's one of like the only there's like 6 military colleges in the US, and I'm going to one of them, so I'm pretty excited. I have to do like orientation, all that jazz. I spent literally all day yesterday on the computer, just like, and I'm really proud of myself, and I'm so happy. Like, I know I'm a reasonably intelligent person, but I never thought that like I would be able to get into a school that's this good, you know? So I'm very proud of myself, and I don't know, it's just a neat experience to get into a really good school and know you're smart enough for it. Hopefully it goes well. I am a little nervous. It is what it is. I had to take a math placement test. So basically, I haven't taken a math since I was in high school, and like I didn't take one when I was in college in Florida. And that was just like a state college because I hate math. Like, I've never been very confident in it. I had to take like a math placement test, and like I was 8 points off from not needing like assistance, right? Because like I have a 4.0. So like I do well in school, but I haven't taken math. So the math test just like threw me for a loop, right? Needed 8 more points to like not need. Basically, I have to pay for a tutor for a semester before I can even place into like normal math, and I'm really bummed about that because my grades are fine otherwise. It is what it is. It was very humbling. I felt incredibly stupid because like I know basic algebra, but geometry, algebra 2, stuff like that I was never very good at. But I also didn't have good teachers in high school. Like, I went to community high school, so it wasn't like top tier education. So I'm hoping it all buffs out and I can do well. I mean, I know I'll do well, but it's just a new experience. Like, I've never been like on campus, and the university is so nice. And obviously I'm old. I'm not old in the grand scheme of things, but I am older. It's just weird a little bit because like most kids go to college when they're like 17, 18, 19. I'm 24, about to be 25 soon. It's just weird a little bit. I don't know. I'm excited, so I'm gonna try to finish my puzzle today. I'm like 3/4 of the way done. It's so much brown. Like, I'll show you clips of how much I've had done, but it's just like so much brown. I can't do it for long periods of time because it's been giving me tension headaches or like my ocular migraines. I don't know, it just makes my eyeballs and my head hurt, so I don't do it for long periods of time like I can with other puzzles. And since I've been busy with school stuff, I haven't been reading a crazy amount. Like, I'm on like chapter 11 of the first Lord of the Rings book. I haven't. And my mom and sister and I are in like a book group, right? So we read like the same books, and we haven't done that in a couple months because like I was moving, my mom and dad were moving, my sister's been busy with work, she got engaged, whoop whoop. So we finally picked a book. We're gonna do One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, and I read like 4 or 5 pages of it last night before I passed out, and it seems interesting. Like, basically she has like this little dude just live in her dome, and like I feel that because like I have an internal monologue going on in my brain. But that's basically all I know about the book so far. So hopefully I like that. It's free on Kindle Unlimited, just so you know. I've been waiting months for this one, but it's weird because I don't usually read 2 books at the same time. I usually read one and then I'll go to the other because I don't like getting confused, especially because these are 2 fantasy series. I'm gonna play around with it, see how it goes. I want to finish Lord of the Rings first, so if One Dark Window is too much magic and I'm getting confused, I'm just gonna like read one and then the other. I tend to read the fastest out of like my mom and sister because like they're both a lot busier than I am, and like I feel like I just read quicker, especially on my Kindle. Probably be able to catch up if they get a little ahead or whatever. Pretty much all I have at the moment. I was doing some computer stuff this morning and I ate breakfast, went for my walk, filled out some scholarship forms because so hopefully I can receive those because college is expensive and it's a university, and technically I'm still out of state until January. I thought it was only 6 months you had to be a resident, which is why I waited 6 months before applying so I could apply for fall because I moved here in January, but no, it's 12 months. I'm trying to do all online classes for fall, and then hopefully by spring I'll be considered like in-state so I can take in-person classes if I want to. I'm not sure how that'll go. A lot of good things are happening lately. Even though they're scary, they're good things, and it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be nervous. You just gotta roll with the punches, take it as it comes. I never thought I'd be in this position, like going to a really dope college in Georgia, you know? Just the little things. I'm feeling very grateful right now, and like life is hard sometimes, but I'm so proud of myself for even just putting myself out there and trying and seeing what happens. You don't always get what you want, but like sometimes things work out and they're really great. It's good. Everything's good. I'm happy. Tired, but happy. Good morning. It's a new day. I just finished this puzzle and I'm so happy about it because it's taken me so long. It was just so much. This puzzle took a lot out of me mentally. I'm just so happy that I finished it. It looks great. But in the process of doing it, I was not having a good time for like half the puzzle. Like the edges and everything situated took like days because they're all the same like shape. You know, it's not like you could sort by shape or color because they're all the same shape and color. My parents, my grandpa, and my grandpa's friend are at a gem show today, so I'm just kind of doing some stuff around the house, and I was waiting for my laundry to wash, so I decided to finish this puzzle, and it came out so good. Very happy about it. I'm gonna go for a walk. I really need to find a frame, so I might go to like Goodwill or like a thrift store and try to find a frame. It'd be 19 by 27 because I did a Frankenstein puzzle and I glued it all together, and just because I loved it so much and I want to hang it above my couch in my room. And then just clean my rabbit's cage and my cat's litter box, vacuum, all that jazz. Pretty chill day. It's really overcast and kind of moody out, so I figured I'd just catch up on some stuff while my grandpa's not home for the day. Got all my computer shit done, got all my school stuff situated, and I just need like a day to just... Oh, but side note, I found an audiobook of Lord of the Rings, and it's like theatrical. There's sound effects, different voices for the characters, so I listened to probably 4 chapters of it, and I was really enjoying it. Probably pick that back up. It's missing first few chapters of the second part of Lord of the Rings, so I was reading that last night trying to get through it because it starts off like chapter 17, but it's not really chapter 17, it's like chapter 3 or 4 because it's like Lord of the Rings is split up in parts. So I'm pretty hyped about that. It made it so fun to listen to while I was doing this puzzle yesterday. I've never really listened to audiobooks before because sometimes the voices, it's like AI generated or like robot-y, and I can't do it. But this guy has like different voices, characters, sound effects. I made it so much more enjoyable. I'll probably pick that back up, do some stuff around the house, you know, typical adult things. Good morning. I just wanted to sign off. I know this video was just a lot of chatty talking. I didn't have that much going on. A lot of it was just computer stuff. I'm gonna try next week to just be a little more active and try to take more video clips. I'm just gonna keep an eye on my rabbit. He hasn't eaten breakfast this morning, and when I saw him this morning, he was laying like in a spot he's not usually laying. Like, it's the way he's acting is out of his routine, and he's older, right? Like, he's 10. He's just being senile, probably. Just gonna keep an eye on him, make sure he's drinking water, that kind of thing. But yeah, I just want to sign off. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's not as exciting per se, because it's literally just me talking. Some of the chats I feel like are worth listening to if you're curious about Lord of the Rings, the meat I got, and all that. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you spending your time with me, and I hope you have a good day.